Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW.
First, I thought, well, I'm going to have to sort of just watch this kitten pass away, I guess. Was maybe the first thought.
You're looking at two kittens just weeks old who were rescued from a fire in rural North Dakota. Pyro and Manny, these two kittens are being called little firefighters. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. The two barely survived after being trapped by a controlled burn. Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson has a story of a hero you will only see right here on Valley News Live.
There's nothing subtle about Pyro. You might not even be able to take your eyes off her.
When I first saw her, I didn't think that she would make it.
Pyro and her brother Manny went unnoticed after being born in an unusual place.
I don't feel that this was intentional. I think, unfortunately, they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
The two were inside this burn pile near Grandin. A couple weeks after they were born, it was set on fire, trapping them inside.
About 8 to 10 feet tall, I would say.
The picture taken by photographer Carlos Pacheco. He stopped to capture the fire.
I walked over to get some different angles, and I heard a cat meowing, and I kind of looked around and I didn't see anything, so I took a few steps back over where I was. And it turns out the cat sort of just blended in with the trees.
Pyro was actually inside, and Manny was nearby, breathing in too much smoke.
It was too hot for me to actually even really get close to it, which is why I was surprised that the cat was even in it, because I had to shield myself with my jacket to even attempt to try to grab her.
Pacheco used a stick to pull out Pyro and scooped up Manny, putting them in this box and taking them to Cat's Cradle to get emergency care.
His temperature didn't even register on the thermometer, and hers was low. Wow. Hers was low too, so.
So this is best case scenario?
Absolutely. To see him like this, I wouldn't have anticipated that from when I first saw him.
It's a survival story. Two kittens at the wrong place at the wrong time, who thankfully are going to be okay, thanks to a photographer whose heart is in the right place. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Pacheco says he's considering adopting Pyro and Manny, hoping wherever they go, they will end up together. Cat's Cradle wants to remind people to spay and neuter your pets because shelters are overflowing with animals. Also, some local organizations will give discounts for farmers who find stray cats. We have information on that and how to donate to Cat's Cradle on our website at valleynewslive.com. Well, it's been an all-around chilly day for us in the Valley. We're just hoping and praying for maybe some sunshine. Any good news for us, Robert?
We'll see some sunshine as we head through the day tomorrow, but we'll have to deal with more cloudiness. But we're going to start to see some southerly winds. That'll start to bring in some warmer air just in time for the weekend. A live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam. Traffic moving along nicely. Dry pavement out there. No precipitation. Not anticipated as we head through the next several days. Current temperature under some partly cloudy skies, 43 degrees. Feels more like 39. Winds out of the southeast at 7 miles per hour. Temperatures elsewhere across the region, 36 over in Jamestown, 38 in Grand Forks. Cold spot, 33 degrees right now. Up in the Thief River Falls area, winds light. They'll remain pretty light as we head through the overnight hours, but by tomorrow morning and certainly on into tomorrow afternoon, we'll see those strong southerly winds, 10 to 20 miles per hour. With some occasional stronger gusts. Some clouds out there, but some breaks in those clouds, but more clouds on the way upstream. And at least the first half of the day, we're going to see a lot of cloudiness out there, but that will push off towards the east as we go through time. No precipitation right now, but as we go through the day tomorrow, we could see a few isolated showers across the northern forecast area, and we'll show you that here in just a few minutes on the hour-by-hour forecast. Northern plains, quiet. As we zoom on out to the national map, most of the western and southwestern U.S. quiet. Pacific Northwest, some showers and some higher elevation snows, and still some strong and severe thunderstorms going up and down the eastern seaboard, and those continue to lift off toward the northeast. For us, as we head through the rest of the night, we'll see another cold night out there with temperatures dipping down into the 30s, perhaps a few upper 20s across the northern valley. As we head through time tomorrow morning, some of our western counties may actually see temperatures rise starting tomorrow morning as those southerly winds begin to increase. Weak little impulse will ride just north of the region, and that will give the northern valley a chance for a few isolated showers and sprinkles as we head through the afternoon and evening hours, but that will quickly get on out of here. and decreasing clouds as we head through the late afternoon and on into tomorrow evening. Here in Fargo, we'll start off the day with temperatures in the mid-30s, breezy lunch hour, and temperatures warming on up into the upper 40s. And later on in the day, a bit warmer than today. We'll top it on out in the mid-50s. Picture of the day, another gorgeous shot. Thanks to everyone who sends these pictures in. We're going to use this as the background of our 7-day forecast. Thanks for Steve for sending that in. A picture of a glassy lake over in Oak Grove Park. Again, the background of our 7-day forecast, and it's an improving one as we head through the next couple of days. Mid-50s on your Friday, mid-60s Saturday, 60s continue Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And right now, outside of that chance for a few showers up north tomorrow, a few showers possible again on Tuesday and Wednesday.
I know the following week we could be seeing a little bit of clouds and sunshine, but it's just nice to see that sun come back out after these last 2 days.
I think we'll see at least some of the sunshine, especially later on in the day tomorrow.
Good to know. All right, thanks, Robert. Police are asking for your help in finding a missing woman in northwestern Minnesota. Here's a look at her. She's 28-year-old Haley Soyring from the Elbow Lake just northwest of Alexandria. The Becker County Sheriff's Office says she's been missing since Sunday. Anyone who might have seen Soyring or knows where she might be, well, they're asked to call police. 24-year-old David Knutson of Warren, Minnesota is dead after he went head-on with a semi around 7 this morning. State Patrol says Knutson was eastbound on Highway 1 in Marshall County when he crossed the center line and hit the semi. The driver of the semi, 46-year-old Mark Unn of Thief River Falls, was not hurt. Knutson was transported to Stanford Hospital in Thief River, where he was pronounced dead. The cause of that accident is still under investigation. A Grand Forks man has been charged after allegedly spitting on a police officer. 24-year-old Michael Torrey Jr. is facing a charge of contact by bodily fluids. Police say they found Torrey lying in the middle of Conklin Avenue in Grand Forks early yesterday morning. When Torrey woke up, police say he started making threats and then spat in the officer's face. The charge against Torrey carries a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison. 2 felony charges against Tara Nichols, a former substitute teacher in the Dilworth Glendon Felton public school system. They've been dropped. Court documents say a mother of a student contacted investigators after being concerned a substitute teacher was sending her son nude pictures and also inappropriate messages. Clay County prosecutors cited a Minnesota court rule that allows them to drop a charge without the court's approval. Prosecutor Pam Harris tells Valley News Live the teen involved in this case was not a student under Nichols' supervision at the time of the alleged incident. An Iraqi man is speaking out to the FM community about the horrors occurring in his homeland. Azit Haider and his wife and children fled the country right before the Yazidi genocide. Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons has more.
Azat Haider is currently here in Fargo, North Dakota, but 2 years ago he was living in Iraq with his wife and children when they decided to leave, escaping just before ISIS attacked his hometown and his family that remained there.
They took everything from us, so as if we are starting from zero in life.
500,000 Yazidi people are fleeing their homes in search of safety, now living in tents in northern Iraq. And if ISIS captures you, men are rounded up and killed, women are forced into sex trafficking, and children become soldiers in their army.
The neglected people, if we're talking about the oppressed people, if we're talking about like violence happening people, then Yazidis will be the best example for that. So there's no life for Yazidi over there.
Haider explains that history is directly responsible for the formation of ISIS, from Saddam Hussein being taken out, then a power struggle in the country, but he believes Iraq will be beautiful again in time.
It's a kind of a dark cloud in Iraq. It will be gone. No country ask it, or no country try to be a democratic country and become a democracy in a matter of one moment or something like that. If we look at the histories of other countries, everybody suffered.
Peter Schott, the organizer of the International Potluck Series, hopes that by Azat Haider speaking to the Fargo-Moorhead community, there will be a new understanding of what is happening on the other side of the world.
It really brings the humanity into these other cultures. You hear people talking about Syrian immigrants or Muslims or different groups, and you tend to dehumanize them when you don't have that personal connection.
If you are not from Iraq, especially if you are from the West, the first thing is coming to the person's mind is terrorist, blowing up, stuff like that. No, there are some places in Iraq, it's like a paradise.
getting past the dark cloud that is Iraq today and having hope for a brighter and better future. Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
If you're interested in hearing more of Izzat Haider's story or see him speak, head over to valleynewslive.com. More questions are being raised as the city of Fargo continues looking into the refugee resettlement program. The city commission tasked the Human Rights Commission to now compile the data. The Human Rights Commission today hearing from the partnership from a New American Economy. It's a group presided over in part by the CEO of Disney, who fired 250 employees in 2014 after they trained their replacements, immigrants on temporary visas. The commission also added Fargo to the Welcoming Cities and Counties Initiative, an organization funded by George Soros. He's a multi-billionaire who also funds the Constitution Project, the group defending Osama bin Laden's bodyguard. The issue of resettlement will once again come before the City Commission as it's on the agenda for Monday's meeting. North Dakotans will decide if the state should legalize medical marijuana on November 8th. Measure 5 is known as the North Dakota Compassionate Care Act. If approved, people suffering from PTSD, cancer, and more illnesses would be eligible to receive 3 ounces of cannabis with doctor consent. The measure would be overseen by the ND Department of Health. The department can't oppose or support measures, but says this would cost $8.7 million for the first 2 years. Proponents for the measure say they think the figures are overdone.
I say $4 million is too much money. I just can't figure out where they came up with that figure.
To learn more about this measure, read the memo from the Department of Health or the whole 34-page measure by clicking on this story at valleynewslive.com. Still ahead tonight, have you ever seen the largest solar panel field in the Midwest? We're giving you a closer look next.